Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning huddle of Rosen Dental Transitions podcast, a new segment we're going to do to bring you quick tips on practice management and advice on selling and buying dental practices before you start your day. So in 10 minutes or less, we're going to give you some useful information that you should think about depending on whether you're selling or buying a dental practice. All right. So let's dive right in. All right. The first list we're going to start with are 3 mistakes that sellers should avoid if you're within a couple years of thinking about retiring. A lot of people come to me and want to know what their practice is worth and sell their practice. But unfortunately, if you're doing that all in the same year, you don't have time to fix any mistakes that you may have or things that are inhibiting the value of your practice. So here we go. Number 1, sellers don't report cash they receive on their tax returns because they don't want to pay taxes. I get it. No one wants to pay taxes. And if you're getting away with it for the last 30 years of your career, good for you. But I would recommend reporting it the last 3 years before you sell to show the profit of the business. Value of a dental practice is based on profit after paying all expenses, including fair compensation for the dentistry you do. So for example, if someone like me bought the practice who's not a dentist and can't work, I have to pay you to do the production that you're doing. And after I pay you, that money is what's left to either pay the loan if I'm an individual or a measure of return on investment, ROI, for a corporate buyer. So when you take, say you have $1 million practice, you collect $1 million a year. If you don't report $60,000 in cash because you don't want to pay taxes on it, that will lower your purchase price by about $300,000. So when I tell you your practice is worth $650,000 instead of $950, and you say, well, Dave, I take all this cash in and I don't put it on my tax returns, the new buyer is going to make that. It's there. Trust me. Okay. But you're asking me to tell the buyer to trust you when you've lied to the IRS for the last 30 years. So you'll lie to the IRS, which might send you to jail or have major financial penalties. But you want the buyer to trust you, right? So that's a difficult line to toe. So when you're getting close to selling, start reporting the cash on your tax returns. And listen, if you're not willing to do that, that's fine. But just realize that you're going to have a lower sales price and a lower value, and just view it as you made more than that money in the taxes you saved over the last 40 years. All right. Second point, you can start to slow down those last couple of years you own the practice. You can see less patients. You can go golfing. You could go on longer vacations, do that safari and 3-week safari in Africa you've always wanted to do. That's fine. But if your collections go down, the practice will be worth less. And you can't say, well, this used to be $1.3 million practice 3 years ago. I just slowed down and now it's doing $800,000. Buyers won't pay for that. Banks won't finance it. I mean, think about it. If you buy a house, do you buy the house for what it's going to be worth after you invest $100,000 and renovate the kitchen and add the new bathroom and, expand off the side? Or do you pay what it's worth today? Same thing, 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 same thing. Find an associate to work those days you want to take off. That's fantastic. Or just suck it up and work for a couple more years, or sell earlier. Don't wait 3 years to sell. Sell, and maybe you can sell to someone where you could work for 2 or 3 years as an associate on a limited schedule, which give you the ability to capitalize on the equity your business has today, and have some of the flexibility in your schedule over the next couple of years as an employee. Third option, not adjusting your fee schedule to keep with the current fees. I understand that insurance reimbursement rates stink and that they could potentially go down depending on the carriers that you are in network with. I get it. But what I've also found with every single practice that I've valued over the last 24 months is that practice owners do not appreciate how many of their patients are out of network or fee for service. And so again, in a $1.5 million practice, increasing the fees to be within the 80th percentile could mean $60,000 in pure profit for your business. And also that's $300,000 on your sales price. So it doesn't take any extra employees. You don't have to change the way you run your business. All you have to do is make sure that your fee schedule is current with the market, and the profit of your practice could increase substantially. So if you don't know how to do that, contact someone on your Rosen accounting team or us at Rosen Dental Transitions. We can give you the fee schedule by percentile for your immediate zip code and help you make those adjustments. All right, there you go. That's your morning huddle. 3 quick tips if you are thinking about selling your practice to make sure you don't make critical mistakes that could cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars when you sell your dental office. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your day.